Eren Yeager. He's the man who finally did it. He achieved the one thing he always screamed about, bled for, and killed for: absolute freedom. But what if I told you that in the exact moment he grasped that ultimate terrible power, he lost his freedom completely? What if I told you that the man who claimed to be the freest in the world was in fact its greatest, most tragic slave? Look, for years, we've all been conditioned to think about the Attack Titan as a tool, a weapon. We saw it as an extension of Eren's unstoppable will, a power he used to move forward, to see the future, and to enact his grand, devastating plan. But for me, that's not what happened. This video, we're going to argue the exact opposite. The Attack Titan wasn't a tool, it was a prison. And its signature ability, the power to see the future, that wasn't a gift. That was a curse of predestination. We're not just here to talk about the rumbling. We're here to dissect the moments Eren's free will was systematically ripped away, proving that this power didn't free him. It bound him to a single bloody path he could never, ever escape. So, where did the prison close? For me, it's the exact moment he kisses Historia's hand during the medal ceremony. This is the linchpin. And here is the crucial, critical distinction we have to make. Eren didn't see possibilities. He didn't see a potential future. He saw memories. Let that sink in for a second. The word choice implies that you have multiple paths, A, B, or C. The word memory implies one single path that has already happened. In that one moment, Eren's future stopped being a canvas of choice. It became a movie he had already seen, a tape he was now forced to play out second by second. Can you even imagine the psychological horror of that? This isn't just seeing the future. This is remembering the atrocities you will commit. He sees the rumbling. He sees the world crushed beneath his feet. He knows with absolute certainty that he will do it. He sees the future death of Sasha. He knows Hanji will have to die because of his actions. He's not choosing this path anymore. He has simply learned that he will take it. There is no if, there is only when. He's no longer a driver. He's just a passenger in his own body, screaming at a wheel he can't turn. But it gets so much darker, because Eren wasn't just being dragged into the future. He was the one creating his own past. Let's talk about Grisha. That scene in the Rice Crystal Cave? This, for me, is the most terrifying moment in the entire story, and it's the core of the paradox. We thought present Eren was just watching his father, maybe influencing him. That's wrong. It was future Eren, the Eren who had already kissed Historia's hand, the Eren from after the medal ceremony who was actively manipulating and forcing Grisha to kill the Rice family. Think about what this means. It's a closed time loop. Eren is simultaneously the puppet and the puppeteer. He is trapped in a circular prison that he himself built. He can't choose not to do the rumbling because his future self requires the rumbling to exist. His future self needs to exist to go back in time to force Grisha to create the very past that leads to him. He is his own jailer, his own god, and his own demon. The moment he saw the future, he wasn't just fated to follow it. He became the author of the fate he so desperately wanted to escape. So what is the Attack Titan? What is its core nature? It has always moved forward, fighting for freedom. Here's the thing we all missed. That isn't a philosophy. It's a command. It's a piece of code. The Attack Titan is a relentless, unstoppable urge. It's a force of nature. And what it does is find a host with a compatible desire, in this case,
Eren's pathological, desperate need for freedom, and it hijacks that desire. It latches onto Eren's soul and turns his vague, passionate cry for freedom into a single-track, concrete railroad leading to one destination. The Attack Titan doesn't care about morality. It doesn't care about peace. It only cares about moving forward. And we see the human Eren break under this pressure. That heartbreaking scene where Eren breaks down and cries, apologizing to the refugee boy, Ramsey. That, right there, is the entire tragedy. That's the real Eren, the human boy horrified by what he knows he's about to do. That is the part of him fighting against the slave Eren, the one who is locked onto the timeline. He wants another way. He says he searched for one. He wants to stop. But the power, the path, the command, it won't let him. He is locked in. He has to keep moving forward.
Now hold on, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're typing in the comments right now, you're letting him off the hook. Eren chose this. He said he was disappointed in the outside world. He chose to start the rumbling. He is responsible. And you are 100% right. His desire, his disappointment, his blinding rage, that was all real. He is absolutely responsible for his actions. But here is the devil's bargain. The Attack Titan didn't create his desire, it exploited it. It didn't give him a choice of how to achieve his twisted vision of freedom. It showed him one path, the most brutal, absolute, and final path. And it said, this is it. This is the only way. This is the price for the freedom you always wanted. Take it. That isn't a choice. That's an imposition. That is a gun to the head. He was given an option with only one answer. He didn't choose the path. He simply resigned himself to it. Eren's entire tragedy brings us face to face with a classic, terrifying philosophical nightmare: determinism. The question is this: if you could perfectly, completely see your own future, would you still have free will? Or does the knowledge of that future instantly destroy any choice you thought you had? Eren is the most brutal, tragic example of determinism I have ever seen in fiction. He could see the entire road ahead of him, every bloody mile marker, but he could never, ever turn the wheel. This was Eren's devil's bargain. He traded his free will for a guaranteed, predestined, terrible future. So I want to ask you, in your own life, and let's be honest here, is there a power you think you're using that might actually be using you? A belief, an ambition, a relationship you can't leave, a future you're chasing so hard you've forgotten why. What is your devil's bargain? Let me know in the comments. In the end, the Attack Titan gave Eren Yeager the power to change the world, but it stole from him the power to change himself. He achieved his terrible goal, but he became a ghost in his own life, a slave to the very freedom he craved. So I'll leave you with this. Was Eren Yeager the great liberator, or was he destiny's greatest prisoner? And if you were in his place, trapped between a past you can't change and a future you can't escape, would you really call that freedom?